What is up, bros, bears, muscle mummies, and everything in between? As always, this is your fearless leader, Patrick, full primal power, your mom's favorite powerlifter, top 50 powerlifter of all time. We are about 4 weeks out from the American Pro 3, the Super Bowl of powerlifting, put on by the Powerlifting United Federation. What do we have today? I am not happy about what we have today. I've noticed a trend with myself that I procrastinate on this very specific day. This day is a priming day, a day that I basically do stretching under a load. And the past couple weeks, I've been under time constraints, and I discovered that I can basically superset 90% of this training day and get away with it because it's not really taxing or really impeding itself at all. So I get through it faster, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm not really that happy about having to do this today. I've been playing around with some time management with myself. Sundays are a difficult day for me because my body naturally wants to not do anything. I don't know why, but I feel like NFL has something to do with it. For those of you who don't know what the NFL is, it's the National Football League. Sundays are a day of rest so that we can watch the Patriots get whooped up on by literally any team in the National Football League. That's the whole reason we have Sundays. But it's almost like, I was going to say Saturday is like a relaxing day where I don't really have anything to do. I've just been so used to not having anything to do on Sundays that now that my weeks have been pushed back a day, and they've been pushed back a day for months at this point, probably 3 months, let's be honest. So I really have no excuse. It's just I'm so set in years and years of not training on Sundays, and now that I am training on Sundays, it's a little. I'm kind of sucking at it. You know what I mean? Like usually on squat days, I have to be at the gym before 7 because 7 is when the rest of the training, the rest of the members of the gym are present, and I need spotters for my squats right now. Coming off of the meet, I won't need spotters, so I can get to the gym earlier. But that's a different thing. I'll be starting my new job hopefully after the meet. Still waiting on the final offer letter. It's a big company, so a lot of bureaucracy going on. Makes me wonder what the pace of the work environment is going to be like when I finally do start. And I know someone who works there, and they're like, yeah, if there's no work for you to do, find work to do and ask your superiors. I'm like, raises aren't based on performance at this company, so no. I with all due respect, no. But 7 p.m. is when I go to the gym on squat days and bench days right now. And then I get to the gym whenever I can, as early as I can on deadlift days. But recently it's been 7 p.m. So my body naturally wants to train. And like, I don't want to get into like metaphysical forces or anything, but like your subconscious is pretty powerful. If you say that you have to train at 7 on one day, it can influence yourself into training at 7 on the days that you don't have to train at 7 by means of procrastination or mostly procrastination. Like Ouija boards, for example, have been shown that people's subconscious, they want to hear, like, they want the people from the afterlife to say specific words. So one person tends to really take over and spell things out. And that's how things work. It's a play on the subconscious. So the fact that deadlift days, I don't have to be at the gym at 7, but I go at 7 anyways, is kind of telling that my subconscious is at work saying I have to be at the gym for 7 on squat and bench days. Why not deadlift day 2? But today it is almost 9:30 at night. I mean, you probably could have pieced together at night because it's dark outside. I don't have a super special green screen. This is like the actual outsides. Um, yeah. So I procrastinate a whole lot. And I've been playing around with different methods of time management on my Sundays. And I thought today was going to be a good one, and it wasn't. But I did get a lot of what I wanted to get done on this Sunday. What I wanted to get done was I wanted to do some Uber Eats. I wanted to make at least $50 on Uber Eats. I ended up making 80, doing about $20 an hour, because I timed it so that the local football team, the New England Patriots, who somehow they have a win this year, people like ordering out food when there are football games on. So right now there's college football season, so Saturdays are really good. And then Sundays, if I time it around the Patriots games, then like today, I made about $20 an hour, which means I made including, what was it? My brain's not braining right now. Friday, I made almost as much as I do in a full week of substitute teaching, by doing Uber Eats for 3 days for 24 hours of on clock time. So yeah, I'm not fully recovered. I still have a little bit of a sniffle, and my biomarkers are not coming up Millhouse quite yet. Part of it's because I'm not hydrated, and Uber Eats does not allow me to hydrate very well because I'm constantly in my car. And if I have to pee at a pickup spot. So I don't hydrate as much as I should when I'm doing Uber Eats. And that's something that I need to fix, find a solution for, because I don't want to have to pee in a cup and stuff like that. That wouldn't be super cool, but that might be the solution that I have to go with. And then just leave random cups of pee at people's houses, because that's cool. That's cool. Everyone wants that experience from their Uber Eats, right? But today we've got priming day. I also got my interview questions for the American Pro 3 because they want to do athlete highlight promos. And I agreed to answer questions for that. So I got to record that later. I don't probably not include that in this. Oh, that's my thumb. Probably won't include that in this video unless I'm lazy with my editing and I just don't delete it, which, with all honesty, the way that I edit, that's highly likely. That is not under 50% chance. It's probably 50-50 whether or not I keep that in. But we just got to the gym. It's raining outside. My Crocs have a hole in the bottom, so it's going to be a little bit of a wet day in the gym. But we're here. We're going to train, and we're going to try and get in and out of here in 45 minutes. But to do so, I have to lock my YouTube because YouTube Shorts is my vice right now. Yeah. So I'll give you guys a rundown. I'll probably get very distracted and talk about a lot of nonsense. So you guys will definitely want to be here for that. I mean, how many people like listening to Sam Sulik talk about nonsense? What's a little bit of an unhinged Patrick being grumpy about training a priming day when I could be at home corking off for hours at a time instead of going to the gym for 45 minutes. Corking off is a term from the military meaning taking a nap. And it is intentionally sounding dirty. So you guys learned something today. I'm going to go train now. See you guys there. All right, boys. So let's just say I fucked up a little bit. You know how I said I was going to go in the gym immediately when I ended the last clip? Yeah, I stayed in my car for 2 hours and got in the gym at about 11:45. And yeah, so time management, no bueno. Not super good. I fucked up. So before, when I was in a time crunch, I would superset the first two movements, which is reverse grip, lat pull down with a pause at the top, trying to emphasize the stretch under a load idea. And yeah, I superset that with the second movement, which is a superset of head-supported rear delt flies and hex push-ups. But today, I just loathed existing. So I was like, let's band-aid this bitch. And let's do everything all at once. And so everything except for the reverse grip lat pull down and the incline dumbbell bench supersetted with itself had only 3 sets. So I was like, I do 3 rounds of this, and I'll be done hating myself for too long. So first round, I was a little like, I don't know how we're doing. We did have to adjust a couple things to make sure that we were in a good spot to do our stupid circuit. It's not a superset. It's not a giant set. We've lost count of how many movements we're doing in the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movements. That's a circuit. That's a fucking circuit, boys. Like, Circuit City went out of business, and we just resurrected it from the grave today, boys. And I would not suggest it. It is a break in case of emergency situation. And today wasn't a super emergency. I'm just a bad at doing this powerlifting thing today. I wonder if it's got something to do with today. Like, it hasn't changed in 6 months. Has it been 6 months? And also, it doesn't have anything stimulating. So I guess we're just doing missionary position over and over and over again, and it's starting to get to me. So the first round of the circuit, I was a little hesitant. So we dropped the weight of the head-supported rear delt flies. We jumped from 25s to 20s, so not a super big drop. But the incline dumbbell bench, the bench that I normally use because it's actually rated for people me-sized and me strength level, I usually use 70s, but we had the fucking power block bench that I guess someone dropped off at the gym, and they were like, I mean, if it ain't broke, whatever. When you outgrow your gym's equipment, that's something. But it was on the other side of the gym, and I didn't want to have to fucking wrestle with, I mean, the bench I'm talking about that I normally use. I didn't want to wrestle with it and pull it over because some douchebag pulls it over to do incline dumbbell bench and then leaves it there and doesn't bring it back and put it away back to where it's supposed to properly be. And that just pisses me the fuck off. Especially because it's so, like, the gym is pretty tight. And the bench is just a fucking hassle to move. You could use the fucking power block one and be fine, but the other one's the nice one. And I guess it's another one of the kabuki things where it's like there's a maximum weight rating of the power block dumbbell bench. Like, when I do dumbbell work on it, I exceed that, and it's rickety as fuck. So I'm grumpy McGrumperson right now because I had to drop the weight on that, the incline dumbbell bench, which yielded a weird benefit, I guess. Heavier dumbbells, bigger dumbbells, right? Just that makes sense. Bigger, heavier. We're trying to increase the range of motion of the incline dumbbell bench, but you get smaller dumbbell, bigger range of motion. Did not expect that. So the first couple reps, I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this. And then I adjusted and continued going on. We dropped from the 70s down to the 50s for that, which, I mean, having that be directly after the hex push-ups where I did not care about the range of motion on those at all. We're not trying to lock. I wasn't trying to really emphasize the lockout on those. Really, what I'm trying to do is get a nice chest stretch going at the bottom because the hex dumbbells increase the range of motion there, and that's really all I care about. So getting an increased range of motion, stretch out the pec, stretch out the rotator cuff, I guess. Whatever muscles are stretched by increasing the range of motion of a push-up or a bench press, that's what I was going for. So, yeah, that just existed. That was a movement that just produced a hypoxic response in the muscles, which means we got a pretty sick pump. But I do not give a fuck about the pump today. It can go fuck itself. I'm grumpy. I'm grumpy because it's way past my bedtime. All my own fault, which makes me grumpier because it could have been avoided. And then we use the normal dumbbells we usually use for the chest supported dumbbell seesaw zero acceleration row, mouthful. And was that everything we supersetted? That was 5 movements. Yeah. First round, super big pump. I was like, all right. And then we took 90 seconds and we did a second round. I was like, okay, pump is pretty sick right now. It's feeling COVID-y. Get it? Because it's pretty sick. I'm too tired to be making good jokes. That one was a fucking banger. And I expect all of you to have laughed or at least breathed out of your nose at an expedited rate than you usually do in response to that 10 out of 10 joke. And a joke was a 10 out of 10, like how your stepsister is a 10 out of 10, even though the entire football team has plowed through her at this point. But we finished that. Round 3 was more of the same, but bigger. And then the 4th round, we only did the reverse grip lat pull down and dumbbell bench supersetted with itself. And that one felt good to finish off. And then all we had left was curls and then heavier curls. Usually you do full supination curls with the lighter curls. Sets 3x20, 30 seconds rest. We usually use 15-pound dumbbells, but I said, fuck that shit today. I'm not feeling it. So we used the 20-pound dumbbells. We did do full supination through the entire movement, but also my forearms were really tight, and that made it a little bit more difficult. It was tight because of the pump that I had. That made it a little more difficult to get the supination of the movement going on there. And so we did that with 20-pound dumbbells instead of 15-pound dumbbells. Actually, we did 20-pound dumbbells and then 15s and then 12s. So it like averages out to over 15, I guess. Yeah, it does. And then we finished off. We usually do 40s for 3x8 with 2 minutes rest. We did 1 minute rest, 3x8 with 30s. So we kind of dropped a little bit there, but we got a pretty sick pump. And I'm grumpy. I'm hungry. And I don't want to be here right now. So I'm going to go inside. I'm going to make a protein shake because we're at that point of training where I'm really anxious and antsy, and that affects my digestion. So I'm going to go eat a pickle because fermented foods help you, whatever, gut biome, something. Nutritionists know more than I do. Yeah, and then I'm going to take my nighttime supplements where I'd rather masturbate with sandpaper than do that because it's a million fucking supplements. This shit isn't easy, but I'm complaining about taking what's it? I got Tudka, kidney support, IRE, HemoFlow, collagen, magnesium, selenium, D3, K2, B12, lion's mane, zinc. I need to pick up some chromium picolinate, fish oil, and I think that's it. Oh, turmeric curcumin and psyllium seed husk as well to finish off the and then it just gives me heartburn. So I gotta get something better than just a pickle to eat. Hopefully something really carb dense. I'll see if my landlords didn't leave something out that I can blame mice on stealing or something, whatever. But fuck this shit. I'm out of here. Patty out.